Our stories begin long before we do. While I was born as a child of the late 70s in Simi Valley, my roots were planted in two of the most disparate places you could ever hope to find: Elmina, Tripoli, Lebanon, and Venice, California. Dad. My father, Lee, also known as Elias in Lebanon and as Jeddo by my kids, was born and raised in an ancient Phoenician coastal town in Tripoli, northern Lebanon, called Elmina. A couple of decades before my father was born, his father, Albert, had come to America and started a small business in the Southwest. Eventually, my grandfather returned to Lebanon. Back home, my great-grandparents pointed out to my grandfather that he was getting older and still unmarried. They told him they knew of a young woman who he would like, but he showed little interest. My great-grandparents then took out a picture of my future grandmother, Isabel. I am told that my grandfather said, "If she looks like this picture, I will marry her." A meeting was arranged, and my grandmother, who was in Alexandria, Egypt at the time, came to Lebanon to meet her future husband. They were soon married. When my grandfather wanted to return to the United States, my grandparents discovered it wasn't possible for my grandmother to join my grandfather, who had already gained his U.S. citizenship, due to the immigration laws at the time. This was in the years leading up to World War II, so my grandfather wasn't willing to leave my grandmother behind while he applied for her to join him in America. So my grandparents stayed in Lebanon for many years, and in the course of that time had 5 children. They lost their second child, Elias, at a young age and named my father after him when he followed a few years later. Although my grandfather returned to Lebanon and built a life there, he had seen the promise of what America could be with all of its freedom, liberty, people, and spirit. He especially saw the opportunity America offered for someone with an entrepreneurial spirit, and he wanted his children to have that opportunity. Also, there was trouble brewing between the Christian and Muslim populations in Lebanon in the late 1960s and early 1970s. As Christians, my father's family found themselves in the minority, which potentially put them in danger. Since my grandfather had gained citizenship in America, there was an opportunity for my father and his brother to get their American citizenship as well. The only trick was that they had to arrive and claim their citizenship before turning 19.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.